Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. I am your hostess and your melanated queen, y'all. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. You know what time it is. We're going in live and direct about the aftermath of the alleged attempt on Donald Trump's life. All right. This is part two. Part one was last night. This is part two, y'all. So, how are y'all out there today? I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I hope everybody has been safe this weekend. I hope you're having a productive weekend. Y'all, we have some questions going on around here, y'all. We have a whole lot that we want to get into, a whole lot that we want to talk about. So, without any further ado, let's get into it, y'all. I've been taking notes. I have some questions about this Donald Trump situation. A lot of people do. Some people saying it's staged, some people saying it's not, some people think that this really happened. How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts? That's what we want to know, y'all. I might drop the link if anybody wants to come up and talk about it. What's good, knowledge seeker? Glad to see you in the building. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you've been well. So first and foremost, y'all, I have some evidence that I'd like to introduce to the court. Yes, it has. All right. It has been a while. Okay. So, Exhibit A, y'all. Exhibit A. As you remember, okay, Donald Trump had the shooting. There was an alleged doctor. Oh, you said you have lots to say about this? Well, that's why we got this going on because, we're going to go in about it. All right. So there was an alleged doctor on the scene when this took place, everybody. All right. And if you don't mind, check out my Rumble channel. It is Living Legend TV. Living Legend TV. So, y'all, Knowledge Seeker says he has a lot to say about this. I'm going to play some information up here. I'm going to share this information with y'all. What the alleged doctor said that they saw going on in this situation. Let me unplug my hold on one second. Unplugging my webcam because I'm not coming on camera today, y'all. I don't have my lighting right. So I apologize. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and share. Yes, my camera was unplugged. I am aware of it. All right.
Was on the scene and treating people. Dr. Jim Sweetland. Dr. Sweetland, what did you see and who did you treat? What were the extent of the injuries?
Yes, hi. Thank you for having me on. I was in the stands about 30 feet away from an individual that received a head wound, a headshot. He was on the right. He was on the lower portion of the same stands. I was looking at the graph when I heard what sounded like firecrackers going off. I saw the Secret Service then swarm over Donald Trump, and somebody near the location of this individual cried out, he's down, he's hurt, he's been shot. And so, being an emergency department physician, I just went into muscle memory and went down there to assist him.
And how did you assist him, doctor? And what did he look like? What were the extent of his wounds? It sounds like this was a male. What can you describe for us?
It's a male. He appeared to be mid-30s. I believe he was Hispanic. He's wearing a Trump rally shirt. He was shot in the head. He was
Okay.
His body was twisted around.
Let's stop right here. So this is what I was trying to show y'all last night. These are some of the alleged victims, everyone.
His body was twisted around.
Said his body was twisted. Let's go back.
It sounds like this was a male. What can you describe for us?
It's a male.
Okay. He's coming down the bleachers. You're going to see, I guess these are security people, police force, whatever you have, officers bringing these individuals down that were allegedly injured in this Trump rally as of yesterday.
Male, he appeared to be mid-30s. I thought.
All right, this is the first victim. You see, he's wearing the red, white, and blue, the American flag shirt.
I believe he was Hispanic.
You see that he's holding the left side of his chest. We don't see any blood. I guess he's supposed to be applying pressure to himself. All right. Now, do y'all remember? I hate to bring this up, but I'm going to bring it up. Do y'all remember when Hassan Campbell was shot? Remember that? He was shot in his what was it, left shoulder? And he drove himself to the hospital. Do y'all remember that? This is kind of what this reminds me of, y'all. But anyway, you can see he's applying pressure to himself. All right. Now, I think that's a little peculiar, but all right, let's continue on. He's able to move around, he's walking. He does not appear to be in pain. Maybe he is. I don't know. I can't tell.
He's wearing a Trump rally shirt. He was shot in the head.
All right, this is the next victim. I don't see any blood, but you see them carrying this guy down from the bleachers. Remember, I told you last night, he had on a white shirt. This is what I wanted to show y'all.
He was, his body was twisted around and wedged.
All right, now that man, he just looks in a disarray. Did you see the look on his face?
He was shot in the head. He was, his body was twisted around and wedged.
It's really hard to tell what's going on with them. Like I said, I didn't see any blood on either one of these two individuals.
Be mid-30s. I believe he was Hispanic. He's wearing a Trump rally shirt. He was shot in the head. He was, his body was twisted around and wedged.
I don't think this is the one that was shot in the head, but they did say that one of the guys that was shot in the head did not make it. Did anybody get that footage? Did anybody see that?
Trump rally shirt. He was shot in the head. He was, his body was twisted around and wedged between two benches that were in the stand. He was not.
All right, let's go back. Let's go back and see. Do y'all see anything on the bleachers that exemplifies what he's describing?
Between two benches that were in the stand.
Okay. Is there someone back here that was shot? Look at this lady. Look at the expression on her face. Look at this person right here. I'm just trying to understand what's going on, y'all. I'm not saying this didn't happen. I'm saying we have to look at the details.
And
I don't see any blood anywhere right now, but I did see someone with a bloody. What's good, Black Revolutionary? Hey, hold up. Y'all, I have to stop and say hi. Okay, because it's been a while since I've seen you up here on the channel. BRN, please, if you have not, please subscribe to BRN. He posts some very great content on his channel, y'all. So we're just talking about the Donald Trump debacle. Okay, Black Revolutionary. Nice to see you. All right, so let's get back to it, y'all. Let's look at the expressions on the people's faces here, right? And we're still looking. You said a lot of things are happening now. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. This is giving theater play. Oh, wow, y'all.
He was not breathing. He did not have a pulse or at all. He appeared.
Okay, now it looks like some type of chaos is going on here. I'm trying to get some type of understand what is going on here. Can y'all see this? I don't know if y'all can see this, but I'm trying to see what this is all about right up in here. You see where I'm pointing? Look at the left upper part of the screen. What's this?
Fairly great.
I can't understand what's going on. I'm going to rewind it back a little bit more so I can see.
Pulse or
pay attention to over
at
here.
all. He appeared fairly gravely ill. With the help of 3 other people, I was able to get him back up on a bench, and I administered CPR. I breathed for him, standard CPR, and also did chest compressions. There was a lot of blood that was spilt on the stands where he lay, as well as
I'm still trying to understand why these people are on the ground right here, other than the fact that the officers are pointing guns at these people.
brain matter.
Doctor, did he appear to have?
All right, he said something about brain matter.
There was a lot of blood that was spilt on the stands where he lay as well as brain matter.
Doctor, did he appear to have
Okay, whose bloody hand is this? This is obviously a man. It looks like this man right here. I'm just trying to understand. There's a lady, it looks like a woman. She's lying face down. This looks like the appears to be the upper portion of the body. This looks appears to be like the thigh area of this person lying down on the bench. And then right here, I'm trying to see what type of position they're in. This is a leg. He's grabbing the leg. You always come on when I'm always busy, LOL, but it's really nice to see you're putting in that work, Queen. Thank you, Black Revolutionary. Yeah, so I don't know, but we see a bloody hand right here. I don't see anybody's head. Now, are they trying to cover it so that the cameras cannot capture it? What about the people with cell phones? Did anybody capture any of that footage?
any family with him, or did he seem like he was alone?
Who are these people that are this special that they have? What is this supposed to be? Special forces covering them up for shelter? Who are these people? That's what I want to know.
He seemed like there was two family members. I continued to try to resuscitate him. Two Pennsylvania State police officers approached and tapped me and said, "We got him."
Now look at the look
big guy
on the president's face. He looked extremely disheveled right there. I've never seen him look this way before.
Tapped me and said, "We got him."
Look at that. Look at that look on his face, y'all. All right, hold on one second because I'm going to play some of your comments here. Okay. Yes. All right, let's get back into it, y'all. Let's get back into it.
They
Now, for some reason, for some strange reason, he seems to have staggered. Now, before he went down, he didn't appear that he was imbalanced in any capacity. Notice this is alleged Secret Service trying to cover up the area, cover his face, some type of red thing right here. This lady comes in. I don't know why he has women around him like this. I don't understand. They're wearing shades and glasses. It's giving Men in Black. It's giving Men in Black. And do you all understand that now they have released the glasses? In case y'all don't know, you can purchase them at Best Buy. They look like prescription glasses and sunshades that actually record for you. So if you wanted to do some vlogging while you're out, all you have to do is purchase these shades and you can actually record. You don't even have to have a video camera or a cell phone. Just FYI. So if they had that technology out during Men in Black back in the 90s, imagine what technology they have today, which is my question as to why they did not see the sniper on the rooftop.
They're big guys. They lifted them off the bench like a rag doll. They thought I was family. I said, "No, I'm an emergency department physician, just trying to help." And they gathered up two family members and they left.
Doctor, this is Margaret Brennan in Washington. I am sorry for all that you have gone through. Thank you for sharing your account. I wonder if you can share with us any detail of what you witnessed in terms of whether you saw what the injury was caused by. Was there impact from the bullet, or as we're seeing rumors of, was there shrapnel? Was there glass that sprayed that also caused injuries in the area?
Yeah, no, this was a bullet wound that was in the right temple.
All right. So initially, we did not see any blood surface. When he first felt his ear, we didn't see any of that. But then when he goes under, so all right, I have to play devil's advocate for a moment. Do you think when they took Donald Trump under and they covered him up for those seconds when he was on the ground, do you think they could have splattered blood across his ear and his face to make it look as though he was shot? Because a lot of people are saying that they don't believe that this took place. So I'm just bringing all possibilities to the forefront. All right. I don't know what your thoughts are about that. I also saw some speculation on Twitter that they have blood pills, and I guess they use these in theater and movies to make people appear as though they're bleeding. So we know that these things can happen because you can shoot blanks in a movie. You can make it sound like someone got shot. You can make it look like someone got shot. And boom, there you have it. It's right in front of your face. And people don't even know what hit them. Knowledge Seeker said, absolutely. Special Hollywood effects? I don't know. So that's why we're delving into this matter.
Area above the right ear.
We didn't see blood at first. We saw blood once he came up to the surface.
The bone was elevated, and there was profuse blood and excuse me for saying this, brain matter coming there.
All right, you see that?
Saying there's brain matter coming there. So
now let's look at what the crowd did when this happened.
Excuse me for saying this.
All right. They immediately started going down. The crowd saw that something was taking place.
Brain matter coming there. So it really was a bullet wound, an entry wound. Looking at him, I did not examine him beyond performing CPR.
I also feel that these people, these special forces, whatever you want to call them, it was a delayed response, in my personal opinion. Look at this crowd over here. Look at these people at the left top of the screen. What direction are they looking towards? They're not looking down here at Trump. These people back here are looking over there. And allegedly, that's where the shooter was.
I did not see an exit wound.
Did you, doctor, have any visibility into others in the area who might have had injuries? And could you tell from the distance you were at what the former president was injured by? We can see in images that there was blood, but we don't know if, for example, he had a close call, if this was shrapnel, if this was glass, or do you have any way of knowing?
I have no way of knowing the injuries to the president. I was focused entirely on that poor individual that was shot. And I once you're in that mode, you really don't pay attention to the surroundings. I did look briefly for any guns or weapons in the area where he was or around where other members of his family were. I didn't see any weapons, no guns, no knives, nothing.
Could you tell the distance at which
this man looks familiar, y'all. You might think I'm making it up, but this man looks familiar. And I'm going to show you, if I can find it, I'm going to show you who that man looks like. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's keep going.
No guns, no knives, nothing.
Could you tell the distance?
All right, y'all see that? Get a look at his face.
Which the shot was taken. Did you see the origin of the shot?
I couldn't tell. Again, I'm not a telemetry expert, but the way the wound entered, it was, I think, from being trees or from a distance.
All right, so he's not a forensic expert. So why are you asking a doctor these questions? And he sounds stupid talking about trees. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen in a second, and we're going to look at something else because I'm not even going to entertain that nonsense. All right, let's go on here. All right, so we're going to examine the actual shooting itself, okay? So let me go ahead and put this in here so we can listen to it and see it for ourselves. Okay, hold on one second, y'all. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and rewind it back.
And that comes right from the government services, comes right out of Border Patrol. Take a look at that. So that arrow is the lowest amount of illegal immigration ever in recorded history into our country. And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Take a look at what happened. As soon as he said that, bullets rang out. And it sounded like a very low-powered gun. It didn't sound like an assault rifle. It didn't sound like anything high powered. I'm trying to figure out, did he have a silencer? The audience said they thought it was firecrackers. They didn't even take it. Some of them didn't even realize what had taken place. Look, they're still holding up signs. Now you hear them screaming, and someone said, "Get down, get down, get down." And this guy right here was still trying to film. Did you see that? He's going down with the camera in his hand. Look. These people up here did not get down. You see these people back here? They are still standing up, looking towards the gunshots.
Move it there. Hold. When you're ready, on you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here. We ready?
Okay, we are watching live at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where former President Trump was speaking on the stage. There has been some kind of disturbance that clearly sets law enforcement and Secret Service into motion, immediately jumping around the former president in a protective mode. The crowd has been screaming. They are standing by.
All right, y'all, that was about 37 seconds because I counted from the time that he got shot to the time he went down and came back up. So what happened in those 37 seconds?
You can hear some voices there saying, "Are we ready to go? Are we ready to go?" We are looking at President Trump. This does not look good. I'm going to be honest with you. From what we can see right here, it looks like they are attempting to move him out, that he may have been injured. He is holding up his arm. He is pumping his fist, but clearly Secret Service wants to get him out of this situation.
All right, y'all.
And that comes right from.
And there you have it. There you have it. So there's a lot that took place in that scene. Let me see what else, y'all. It was some more stuff that I wanted to show you. Now I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can share this with y'all. I don't know if I can show this to you, but this was posted on Twitter. Let me see. All right, let me copy this. We're going to paste it. Okay, here we go. Y'all know that your former president was banned off of Twitter, okay? Let's see. Somebody was saying that this was not real. Just a second. I don't know if I can share it, but they were saying that there's some type of fake blood pills that you can order off of Amazon. And I'll have to look that up. So just a moment, y'all. All right, so now I'm going to show you the rooftop where they said the guy was at, okay? All right, you should see this in a second. It's a very short clip. All right, now I want y'all to look at this. This apparently is where the shooter was located, on the top of this rooftop over here. And you see speculators are out here looking, right? Now, how is it that there were people on the scene that saw the shooter and alerted the police, but the Secret Service did not see the shooter? What type of security did the president have around him? And these people have binoculars. You had all type of cameras, media coverage was there, all types of security. And nobody saw this guy get on the top of a rooftop in camouflage with a shotgun or an assault rifle. Nobody saw this happen. Nobody saw that take place. I feel like, was this potentially, can y'all still hear me? Was this potentially an inside job is what I'm trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Was this an inside job? Or was this a setup? All right, now let's see what the witnesses had to say. All right. Let's see what the witnesses had to say, y'all. Knowledge Seeker, you said yes. Okay, we're about to play this video. We're about to play this video. I hate when they do this. All right, let's skip this. All right. All right. So you said there's no sound. No sound. Okay. I wonder, are they blocking the sound? I wonder, are they blocking the sound? Let's see. They might be trying to block the sound, so I'm going to play this another way. Hold on one second, y'all. Thank you for letting me know that you cannot hear the sound. All right, let me go to my note tab in here, and I'll play it another way for y'all because they might be blocking my sound. Y'all know how they be acting. So let me go to my notes. Let me find the video. Hold on one second. Okay. Y'all going to hear it in a second, okay? Let me get past this stupid commercial. I'm going to turn it up. Can y'all hear this? Let me know.
So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea, But we noticed a guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there, we're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And Next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for 2 or 3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up
you
there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling the police and the Secret Service?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
Could they see
binoculars?
Could they see him?
Probably not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? I mean, this is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, we just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
It appears that Donald Trump has been hit in the right ear after this attempted assassination at his rally in Pennsylvania today. The law enforcement officials have said that the former president was quickly pulled away by the Secret Service agents, and his campaign team now say that he's doing fine. The attack by a shooter who law enforcement officials say was neutralized by the Secret Service was the first attempt to assassinate a president or presidential candidate since Ronald Reagan was shot in 1981. It comes during a turbulent period in American political history, just 4 months from the presidential elections and days before Trump is to be officially named the Republican nominee at his party's convention. 2 officials have said that the shooter was not an attendee at the rally and was killed by U.S. Secret Service agents. Eyewitnesses are said to have seen a man climbing on a roof for several minutes before the shooting began. The officials said the shooter was engaged by members of the U.S. Secret Service counter-assault team and killed. The heavily armed tactical team travels everywhere with former presidents and current presidents and major party nominees, and is meant to confront any active threats while other agents focus on safeguarding and evacuating the person at the center of the protection. Butler County District Attorney Richard Goldlinger said in a phone interview that the suspected gunman was dead and at least one rally attendee was killed. Trump was at the time showing off a chart of border crossing numbers during his last rally before the RNC on Monday when the shots began. It took 2 minutes from the moment of the first shot for Trump to be placed in a waiting SUV in the...
You said knowledge seeker, let me know if I can see your comments. YouTube is censoring what I'm saying. I saw that comment just now. Now, they did say they identified this alleged shooter. Allegedly, let me see if I can find... if we can find the shooter, y'all. I don't know if they're going to play it in here or not. I thought they were going to show him, but I don't see him there. So let's find another clip. Okay. Alleged shooter, y'all. Because this is very weird. Just a second. You know how it is when we're trying to get stuff done. It gets a little tricky. Okay. Just a moment, y'all. Shooter identified. All right, let's see if they'll let us. So you think this is fake? I'm not saying it's fake. I'm just saying we have to explore all possibilities, BRN. We have to explore all possibilities because we really don't know. All right, so hold on one second. The guy looks weird that they said that did this, and he was supposedly only 20 years old. So y'all hear him? The crowd is very intense. They're saying, he's got a gun. Shoot him. He's got a gun. Do y'all hear that? And whoever this camera person is allegedly was not very stable because he was in panic. They say he's dead. They just blew his head off. Yeah, I just want to make an announcement that we just lost a subscriber as I was playing this. I don't care. You said drop the stream link. I sure will. Yeah, that sounded kind of real to me. I don't that didn't sound like acting to me. Now, you can let me know your thoughts about that. Um Now let's see if we can get a visual on what this individual looked like. Alleged Trump shooter. Okay. Um Let me go ahead and drop the link. You said you can't hear the audio? Yeah, can y'all hear me? You said you cannot hear the audio. Y'all couldn't hear any of that. Hold on one second. I'm going to drop the link. All right. I don't know what y'all could hear and what you couldn't hear because they're probably censoring a lot of this, y'all. I'll try to go back and play it on my phone. I don't know why y'all couldn't hear it. View StreamYard. Hold on one second. Let me go back. Can you hear this? Okay. So I'm going to try to play it again. I'm going to play it through my phone. Okay. And I'll let y'all hear it that way because apparently YouTube is blocking it. Something's going on. So just a moment. Let me skip this and me try to go back and I'm going to replay it. Hold on. Let me pause it so y'all can have the audio to go with it. It was very intense. I didn't know y'all could not hear that. Let me go back in my history real quick. Let me see. Oh goodness, y'all. Let's see. How do I get back to? All right, let me click on my notes. Click on gunman identified.
Sorry, we continue to cover this story. Tom Winters and
that's not it. Hold on. Gunman identified.
Sorry, we continue to.
That's not it. Trump security. What did I just click on, y'all? Oh, you know what? They acting funny. Can't beat the video's audio, but can hear you. All right, TSG said yes. Okay. I'm trying to see how I can let y'all hear this. All right, so if I play it, let me know if y'all can hear this audio. Can y'all hear that? Did y'all just hear that? Yes or no? Let me know. Could y'all hear that just now? Did y'all hear that? Yes or no? Did y'all hear that just now? Can y'all see it? Can y'all hear it? Let me know what's going on. Nobody's saying anything. Do y'all hear me? Do you see me? Do y'all hear this? Nobody's saying anything. Are y'all still there? Are y'all still there? Just a bit? Okay. Now, when I play it, can y'all hear it? Can you hear it? Yes, if you can hear it. Do y'all hear this? Okay. BRN say he can hear it. Can y'all still hear it? You said play it again. I'm gonna have to get my own headphones and listen to it. You said I can't hear it. YouTube is messing with your live stream. Okay. So thank you. All right. So what I'll have to do is try to find this video. All right. Let me see. Where is it? Hold on one second, y'all. Let me see if I can find it on my phone. Let me go to my history. And I feel like they're blocking it from my history section so that I can't find my history. Go to videos. Y'all, I can't. How do I search my history? I don't even see that as an option on here. And usually it's on here, but it's not on here now. It's like they don't want me to show this. Um, Let me see if I can share it. Let me copy it and try to send it to myself. Hey, Charles Williams, how are you? Glad to see you in the building. Yeah, they're messing with me right now. So let me do something real quick, Charles. I'm trying to play this video for them, but they can't hear it. So hold on one second. I got to share this with myself. I put it in my notes, so I should be able to find it and play it on here for y'all. Just a moment. Thank you for being patient. All right, notes section. All right. All right, I think I got it, y'all. Let me know if you can hear this. That is definitely not what we want to hear. Can y'all hear this?
Stay under here. He's on top of the roof. Don't go over there. He's on the roof, buddy. He's dead. I just seen his hair go up. They shot him in the head. Holy fuck. Did they hit anybody over there? Did he pull up a shot? A number of shots. I thought that was on. No, that was him. The first two shots were him. Oh shit. Then we had to get down. Joe's my mom. Holy fuck. That's why she got the pin. This is cool. Holy shit. Let's go. He's on the way. He's right there. He's right there. On the other side. I believe the actor was dispatched, but I'm not sure.
All right. So that's what was going on now. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. All right. So let me see if I remember how to do this, y'all. It's been such a while. All right. Let's go ahead and drop the link, y'all. So if you want to come on up, you can, so we can get into what your thoughts are. I did have some more that I could share because I had some more notes in here, but I've been on here for excuse me, 45 minutes kind of sharing stuff. So feel free to come on up if you want. I did want to show y'all who the gunman is. And I don't know why I can't find that clip, but that's okay because we can still try to find some other stuff on here. He's a very weird, strange looking individual. I just have to say that. Yeah, I'm just pulling up some more stuff. I got so many tabs open. Same thing I want to know. How is it that this individual could do all of this and nobody saw it? I don't understand it either. What I really want to get into is who this individual was. Now, I do have that information in my history. Somebody just came up. Charles, you said you can't hear again. What's going on? Y'all can't hear me? All right. Can y'all hear? Question mark, question mark. Yes or no? Charles Williams said he cannot hear. So let me know if y'all can hear or cannot hear. I should have put my headphones in so I can listen to this myself. Knowledge Seeker, I see you. I'm going to bring you up in just a second. Could not hear the last video. You couldn't hear the last video. All right. So they are definitely messing with me. So since you could not hear it, y'all let me know right away when y'all can't hear stuff. So I'm not just on here playing stuff for no reason. Let me go into this other video real quick because they said they couldn't hear it. Here it is, right here. This is the last.
Bringing the conversation, Evie Pampouras. Bringing the conversation, Evie Pampouras.
That's not it. Hold on. It was. This is it right here.
This is my dog Checkers. She's 21,
oh, God.
And I owe it all.
This is so irritating. All right, here we go.
Really, really interesting to wonder where this is going to go. Well, Will Geddes is now ready. He's an international security expert. You may have just heard me, Will, morning to you, discussing how on earth someone in such an obvious rooftop position with a clear line of sight to the former president, how on earth they weren't picked up on by the security services, how they were able to get on the roof and mount a rifle in such vision and in such clear view of everyone and get to the stage where they can actually fire shots. It's astounding, Christo. I'll be honest with you. There is something a little bit fishy about this situation because ultimately, you know, when you're running the protection of a principal, one of the biggest concerns that you will always have is if you're taking them into open spaces, it could be out either singing, promoting, talking, you know, canvassing, whatever it might be, that wherever you have that event, you want to lock it down, secure it as much as possible. And the Secret Service that will be attached to President Trump should have got all of the highest positions, the overviews that there would be of the event space covered. And that's not only the spaces that they themselves can then observe everybody who may be on the ground, anybody who might be in the vicinity, anybody who might be approaching the vicinity, but also on other rooftops, in apartment windows, in office windows. So there's something a little bit suspicious about this. When you say suspicious, what do you quite mean by that?
All right. So for some reason, there's not a whole lot of information on this gunman. They're not showing a whole lot, but I'm going to try to show you who they said this gunman is. So this is supposed to be him, a 20-year-old. He doesn't look like this right now. I'm trying to find the footage of who what he looks like today, but it's really hard to get this information because it's like they almost like they're sheltering who he is for some reason. Let's keep going past here. You see, they got flashes of him. They don't really want to show him for some reason. They want us to believe that this. Okay, hold on, y'all. They want us to believe this 20-year-old. Hold on. Let's see what they're saying. Can y'all hear that? They said that he was a target of bullying. Y'all can't hear it again? Oh yeah, they messing with it. So basically, they don't want me playing these videos. Oh God. Okay. So the gunman identified. I'm going to play it through my phone, okay? All right. So just a second.
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash
I
for
got
your
to
house.
unfortunately go through
No
this
matter what
nonsense.
condition it's in.
A landmark day in the
Okay.
The shooter as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, a town about an hour away from where today's rally was held. Investigators say they don't have a motive. They are looking into reports of suspicious behavior before the shooting and reports of spotting a man on the roof. No reason to believe there is any existing threat.
ABC's Perry Russell. It takes us through the drama from the moment the shooter fired into a crowd of thousands. Thomas Crooks.
So they're showing his graduation. Y'all, excuse me for all the discombobulation. Thomas Crooks. Okay, because obviously for some reason YouTube doesn't want this information shared, but I'm going to show you anyway what he looks like to the best of my abilities. If they will stop messing with the video. Hold on one second. So this is him at a graduation. I was trying to show you the actual graduation. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it up. Hold on one second. Let me copy it and share it in my notes. And then I'll play it up here in a second. Oh, all right. One second, y'all. All right. Shh. Yeah, they messing with it. Um, Share this tab. Yeah, they're not even showing the image of him. Let me see if I can look him up. Thomas, his name is Thomas Matthews Crooks. All right. We might just have to show an article of him because for whatever reason they don't. You said there's an existing threat. What existing threat? All right. Who is Thomas Matthew Crooks? What we know about Trump. All right, let's see if we can bring this up. He's very weird looking, very strange looking. All right, I am back. I think they ended up doing something with my stream. So, Knowledge Seeker, I'm bringing you up. They're doing something to my stream. Can you hear me, Knowledge Seeker?
Yeah, the audio is coming in good. Can you hear me? Is my mic on?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, it's good to be back in the building once more. It's been a while.
Yes, nice to have you up. What are your thoughts on this whole debacle?
I think it was the day before the last. No, it was yesterday. I was just, taking my nap and just resting, recuperating because I had somebody come over and stay with me for a week and then go on my timeline. And then I see this and it's popping on social media. And there was no doubt in my mind this is literally a staged event. I knew something was going to happen before November. I was just waiting for someone to pull the trigger, no pun intended.
Oh my goodness. So, what makes you feel that this was a staged event?
This one, okay, now this is a staged event though because at these events where with political people though, there's no way something like this could happen anymore, though. So, you brought up all the security stuff, brought up all everything. This could not happen. And then when the shots came off and they tackled Trump, and then he got back up and did a fist pump that he survived. It was just so cliche, just so Hollywood script. It was just given that this was planned beforehand, and I didn't buy it, not for 1 minute, not for 1 second. And then the shooter, hopefully I can say shooter on here though without you getting your life taken down though, but the shooter, um uh he's definitely a crisis actor. This is a Hollywood stage play to the highest degree. In there, well, I'll let you speak though because I know why they're doing this, but I might say that later on.
No, go ahead. You said this is a crisis actor. Have you seen him before?
Huh. Well, I haven't seen him before though, but it's just like you need to understand too though, with a lot of these school shootings or and that happened the past 10 years, a lot of these school shooters are like they're all staged events, crisis actors and things like that. My
Mm-hmm.
one friend told me that she saw the children that were, survivors of the Sandy Hook massacre. They were at the Super Bowl and things like that though.
Mm-hmm.
And so they pay these people, either they're real people and they get paid off, or they're CIA, MK Ultra crisis actors. He could be part of the MK Ultra crisis actor, thing. They break these people down, control them, and then make them do whatever they want and things like that. Though, so that's where this kid came from.
So, do you see this girl right here on the screen holding the cell phone? Allegedly, she was the sister to the teacher named Vicky DeSoda in the Sandy Hook thing. They were crisis acting there. And this guy, remember when they carried that man out on the stretcher and he had a white shirt on? He reminded me of this guy. He was the alleged neighbor in the neighborhood. And he was there for the Sandy Hook situation. And I just felt like he was acting for Sandy Hook. Do you know that Alex Jones has been fined $1 billion and he's supposed to be paying that $1 billion to the Sandy Hook victims' families, which there were really no real victims because that
But
whole thing was staged.
that you see, that makes me mad because I'm gonna keep it a stack right now.
Does
Alex
this
Jones.
guy look familiar?
Oh,
Look at his face. Remember when he had the white shirt on and they were carrying him through the bleachers? I showed y'all the clip of him. I feel like that could have been him. Listen to what he says. Let me know if
dude,
y'all can hear this. He was very calm. You said Alex Jones is not calling this one a false flag. No, I didn't say he was at all. I feel that Alex Jones knew that Sandy Hook was a false flag. This one right here, um, we have to explore all possibilities. So let's just look back at Thomas Matthew Crookshaw because this is a very strange looking individual for him to have carried this out at 20 years of age. So he was willing to lose his life behind this. Knowledge seeker, what are your thoughts on this whole debacle?
It's theater play. I did not buy it, not for 1 second though. But then some people just saying, what purpose does this solve anyway? Well, Trump is a puppet, just like how Biden is a puppet. And they want to actually ignite, martial law, New World Order shenanigans and things like that. And if they unalive Trump and make him a martyr, MAGA is crazy. Trump supporters are crazy. We got them armed in the South with sawed-off shotguns and rifles, and they're saying they're ready for this thing to pop off, though. So if anything happens to Trump, they'll drain the swamp, though. And then if that happens, then they can enact martial law, FEMA camps, all this other nonsense because people don't know how to act. So this is testing ground. They might try to do it again, though. So be prepared for anything and everything. So that's one of the reasons why they staged this event, though. They're trying to get a reaction out of MAGA, and for the MAGA to act a fool so they can have an excuse to put America under martial law. If MAGA, with their sawed-off shotguns and raid the Capitol again and start gunning people down, then they have to put the country on martial law.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Do you see this right here? They're on the rooftop. You see this guy right here? That's supposed to be Thomas Matthews Crooks, if that's his real name. And I guess that's supposed to be blood on his face. He's allegedly no longer here. I don't know how they were able to capture this image. So I thought they said he was wearing army fatigue or camouflage. How did he get into this attire right here? He's wearing a gray shirt and cargo pants.
How do you
I,
get his weapon inside?
I didn't see his gun. You said, how did he get his weapon in there?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to figure
Oh,
out.
you said your comments are being deleted. I don't know who's deleting them because I'm certainly not.
It's
I didn't.
YouTube. It's
So
YouTube.
YouTube is doing it.
YouTube is doing it.
That's crazy. They probably have AI in my live stream right now, monitoring everything.
They don't want the truth to be out there right now because this is a hot topic. They have to control the environment.
It's not populating when you type. And TSG, do you want to come up? You said the red-headed guy said he was wearing mute colors like tan. Okay, so okay. For some reason, I thought somebody said that he was wearing camouflage. I don't know where I got that from. I think I heard a clip of that. But stories change a lot when stuff first comes out. So that's why it's good to kind of capture it early because stories keep switching up. All right. And you said it's not populating when you type. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. Did you see the video with the redhead? What redhead? Oh, are you talking about the video clip of the shooter that had red hair? What are you talking about? Who had red hair? And y'all know it's hard for me to share these video clips because YouTube is being very sensitive right now for some reason. Who are you talking about? I dropped the link, TSG. Why don't you come up here and tell us what you're talking about? You said you sent it to me. I was not able to watch any video clips today. I was busy, girl, trying to make money today. So I didn't get to see it. You said you sent it to me earlier. Get out of there. Move. So Knowledge Seeker says that this was staged. Now, based on the commentary and everything that we've seen thus far, what are the rest of you thinking in the comment section? Do y'all think that this could have been staged, or do you think this had some validity to it? I want to hear everybody's thoughts about it. Because, some people get real hypersensitive when stuff like this comes out. They get really emotional and in their feelings, y'all. So I'm just exploring all possibilities at this point. I don't know what clip you're talking about, TSG. Sorry. I have to try to go back in my phone and find it. I didn't have a chance to go through all those videos and stuff. So if you got it, you can resend it. Yes, Knowledge Seeker.
Because it's really staged, though, because if they really wanted Trump off the scene, they would have took him out a long time ago, though. A lot of Trump supporters are saying the Democrats, they're trying to take him out because he's stirring the hornet's nest. Before he even got into office, they would have been capped him, or they would have capped him right in office like they did JFK. They have their ways. So why is this happening now before November during an election year? So, and yeah, so that's my stance on that. It's a theater play.
All right. So we got Black Revolutionary in the building. I'm about to bring you up. How you doing, Black Revolutionary? Nice to see you up here. Black Revolutionary, we cannot hear
Hold
you.
on.
Oh, we can hear
Okay.
you now.
Yeah. Peace. 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 How are you?
All right. Charles William, you said JFK was a IDF hit. Yeah, I know that JFK was a hit. I don't know what you mean by IDF, but yeah, we know that they did that the same thing to JFK. But that was an inside job. That was definitely an inside job with JFK.
Hmm.
What's going on, BRN? Tell me your thoughts. What's going on?
Peace and love to you. And first of all, I want to say I did call you for your birthday on the
Oh,
first of
thank
this month,
you. You
but
did?
your number wasn't working, so I don't know.
Really?
So I did call you. Yeah, I called you twice.
You know, my I was out in Dallas for my birthday weekend. I don't know. I can't hear you.
Give me a
TS,
second.
TSG, I'm bringing you up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Give me a second.
We can hear
Hold
you now.
on. 1 second. I want to show you something.
Okay. But thank you for calling me for my birthday. I feel so special.
Oh, I don't want to put your phone number on whatever. But I have the I think I call you around 2 o'clock in the afternoon,
Oh,
right? It was a Monday.
well,
So
you got the evidence to prove it, so you can
so
send it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I always deal with primary evidence. You know what I mean? That's
It's
what it
fine. No, I believe you. Let me see here. Oh, y'all, this is my birthday month. So happy birthday to me. It's cancer season in the building.
is. Mm-hmm.
What's going on, TSG? What are your thoughts?
Hey everybody.
Peace,
Not
peace.
not gonna stay long. I'm super congested, so I'll be in and out. But so it's a video of this redheaded guy. I sent it to you in like the shared album because the video was I did a screen record, but the video was too long for
I
me to
saw that.
yeah, so it's that video. I was like, let me capture it in case they take it down because it seems like they might. Um But they played like a clip of it last night on the news. It's just this guy. It was like a redheaded guy, and he was basically saying like they saw the guy climbing up the building with the rifle, the alleged shooter or whatever. And I have no reason to believe, like to feel like he's lying or anything. But he was like they were pointing him out to the police, to the Secret Service or whatever, like that was kind of in that vicinity, and nobody like looked or bothered to do anything. Um, so yeah, it's even the BBC guy was like, yeah, be careful, you don't know who's watching or something like that. So yeah, but he was basically saying they saw him crawling on on the building, and then they saw when the Secret Service like shot him or whatever. So yeah, that was interesting. But I'm kind of so I don't think it was staged, only because I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like this is a false flag situation.
Uh-huh.
I feel like he looks like he probably got shot off the ear or grazed on the ear.
Right.
So unless it's like fake bullets or something, because I'm not playing with my life like that. Like if this is a stage situation, or I'm trying to pretend that something happened, you're not gonna shoot above the neck. Like we're not doing no shots at my head. You can try to arm, the pinky toe, something, but we can't do that because you could seriously like accidentally shoot somebody. And then yeah, it's kind of a younger guy. I would imagine, they would have military training. I have so many theories about like it's a warning shot. It's a warning shot from,
Uh-huh.
deeper within the system. And I saw a couple people that were saying kind of the same thing that I was thinking. I was like, keep it. I hope they don't get poisoned, because I feel like that's the next step, because that's kind of the MO when they
Uh-huh.
want to get rid of somebody, is they poison them, like they did leaders of the Black Panther and just various people when they wanted to eliminate them. And I forgot the guy's name. It's somebody, I don't know his name, but he basically was saying like they're trying to get rid of him. They're like they tried to discredit him originally. They tried to send him to jail. That didn't work. And now, it's like an attempt on his life. So I feel like something might happen. This, if you saw like the Simpsons prediction is supposed to be that he does get killed this year or dies this year or whatever. Um but it's too much. If it's not real, I think it was a horrible idea, or if it's on this, whoever this idea was, because I don't feel like this was some lone kid that was like, oh, let me go out here and take him out. Because for what reason? He's not the president right now. Like, so that serves no purpose. Like, he was the president for 4 years and nobody tried to do this. So why would you do it before he even gets elected? Like, if they don't want this man elected, they not gonna elect him. Like, obviously, like the government controls who gets to win these elections. Like, it's, to me, it's pre-planned. They know who they want to pick or whatever. So I just don't really understand the purpose. I feel like it's only going to cause probably more divisiveness because people standing on these parties like too hard, like they in a gang.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Crips and
Mhm.
Bloods out here, and it's like these people ain't even representing you. I don't know. Like, I haven't voted the last 2 times, and I used to be one of the people that's like, "Your ancestors died for your right to vote." Like, I was one of the people, but right now it's like I can't vote for nobody because it's like it's bad either way. Like, they proclaim like, "Oh, Trump is racist." I'm pretty sure the man that's older than him, that's like 80 something, 81, however old Biden is, I'm pretty sure he's just as racist. Oh, not to mention that whole like the whole thing with him with the crime bill, which is a whole nother topic. But so I just don't get the purpose of it. I just feel like it's, for whatever reason, they absolutely do not want Trump to be president. And I personally feel like it's because he's not going to go along with whatever the program is, the scheduled
Mhm.
program. He's kind of like a loose cannon, and he's on his own accord a little
Mhm.
bit. Because I've never, like, when he came in the term last time, I never saw somebody come in just banging out executive orders the way he did on various things. Like, typically they'll come in and be like, oh, we can't get this done until X, Y, and Z, with all these excuses. But he kind of was in there like, now we're gonna do this, and that. And I don't think that was part of the plan. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was staged though. I don't think it was necessarily like, oh, there's some random Democrat out here doing it either. I don't think that either. I think it's from within. Alex Jones called it deep state, but I think it's within that. But yeah, it's probably like something else is gonna happen before what November gets here.
Mhm.
But I also feel like, I don't know, you might sway people to be like, why are they like, why are they? I don't know. It depends, because some people, I don't know. I feel like some people are just like so just deep into like what the media, their portrayal or whatever. I don't really, I don't follow the politics like hard, but I'm like, my life, my life with one politician versus the other. That's how I consider it. Like, whatever your personal views are on black people, your parents was, around during segregation. Like, that's how I look at it. I'm like, well, my mama was alive when it was segregation, and she's, not that old. Like, so if you 80 something, you probably was super racist back then. So I just consider that they are probably racist. But I just feel like, all right, what was going on in my life? Inflation wasn't what it was. I ain't about to sit here and go through this. But but I'm just saying, I don't feel like people thinking like that. It's just like, let's get him out of here. But it's for a reason, that they want him out. And I think the other part too, for whoever it is, like within the system, I think that, I was looking, I was like, well, who is this vice president? He hasn't selected a vice president. So it only makes sense to say, well, if he were to get elected, because, he put up such a fight the last time he lost the election, they probably like, we ain't trying to go like through that again. They going to be saying it's voter suppression and all this other stuff. So, maybe they're going to let the cards play out how they are going to play out. But then they're like, well, we don't even know who his vice president is going to be because he hasn't selected one. So if you knew who it was and it's like, oh, it's somebody we can puppet, then they might be like, all right, let him get in there and then we'll get rid of him afterwards if he gets in. But I don't know. It's just a bunch of theories. Like, nobody knows anything. And they're not gonna tell us like what really is going on for real. So all people can really do is speculate. But I don't know. The main reason I don't think it was staged was just because um Yeah, just bullets flying at somebody's head. Like that's not it's just not we ain't playing them games. So,
No,
and then it was and I'm gonna say this and then I'm done because I know got other people on the panel and whatnot. And then it was this other guy. I follow him. Well, yeah, I follow him on Instagram. But his, if you want to look at his video, is Officer Tatum. I tried to record it and send that one to you too, but it was like I don't know, wouldn't send. But his thing is it's like yeah, Officer Tatum or something like that on Instagram is his name, and he actually was going through and did kind of like a like they the map of like the area, and he used to be in the military and I guess he used to do and was in SWAT too, so he was kind of giving like just like his opinion from of like how someone could shoot at that range and stuff or whatever with we don't know specifically what kind of gun it was. And you know what? Here's the ignorance when people talking about guns, because the lady on TV was like a AR rifle. I'm like, isn't the R and AR for rifle? But whatever, neither here nor there. But I was just annoyed by it. But yeah, so it was an interesting not theory that he had, but like his perspective of it, just being somebody that is a little bit more with familiar with like long distance shooting and kind of like sniper shooting basically. Like I've gone to the gun range, but I don't know nothing about like snipering and shooting at 100 and almost 50 yards. So his input was like interesting just from from that aspect of having like a little bit of knowledge about it. But again, everything is like just speculation at this point. Like we just putting our everybody got their thoughts and opinions or whatever. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all.
thank you for sharing.
No problem. Y'all have a good night. I'll still tune into the live, but everybody be safe and have a good night.
Thank you. Make sure you like on the way out. And Solar God wants to know what y'all think of Project 2025. Do y'all think this has anything to do with it?
Yes,
Okay, who said that?
Charles did. Yes, I do. I do. I
Okay,
do.
okay.
Um, I don't think a lot of people know what he had going on after his last presidency with all his travels, especially into a certain area that I can't say, but it was created after 1945. And out there, they created rings commemorating him as a fallen king, biblical king, actually. And now they're planning on him saving them from a ongoing war that's about to pop up now. That's also why Mar-a-Lago got raided, because he had the paperwork to prove that some bad actors were getting ready to stage this war using Iran as a proxy. And then
Oh,
Project 25 itself was done while he was still in office. If he didn't expect to win presidency in 2025, he wouldn't have been the one to be the main, we'll say, beneficiary of everything that's within that project, because that makes him king. That's why I put in the chat, he'll be King Trump.
I have to research Project 2025. I really don't really know the details surrounding it. BRN, what are your thoughts about this whole thing?
Peace, peace. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
First of all, I want to say is I don't believe it's fake, and this is my two reasons why. First of all, since his conviction, with 34 charges, whatever, he have had the highest donations came into his campaign since he started running again, right? So that's one, and he have been in head of the polls. Two, we know how this democratic Zionist run system is trying to take him down, and we see. First of all, I mean, I'm not a Donald Trump supporter at all, right? I mean, so I'm just looking at the facts and what's out there. But we all know, I mean, who closely study this trial, whatever, or his convictions. This have nothing to do with the political landscape in America. This is all personal stuff. So we know personally this was something they really wanted to get him at. And if he decide to stage this, You don't think they are ready on his behind to try to catch him on anything? You don't think? You think? I mean, he's that dumb, like to do something like that, like knowing that like they're watching his every move.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why, like, I don't think
Mm-hmm.
this is fake, because I mean they will find out exactly like what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's my
But
take on that. Where I truly believe, no, I mean, like he got nothing to do with that. And this is kind of like, I mean, like he was still up in the polls, because I mean, after that debate with with delusional Biden there, we all know that, hey, you know what I mean, people, Democrats who want to vote uh, for the Democrat Party, whatever, they already know. They're like, nah, man, we can't vote for him. I mean, so we rather stay home, and Trump supporters, I mean, they're gonna take care of the rest, whatever. So we
Mhm.
see what's going on. So he have no reason to do something that crazy, knowing that this government is watching his every single move.
Yeah.
but
I kind of feel that way as well. Like when I first heard the information, I was in shock. My mother, no, my friend in Dallas actually texted me. I was out at the car wash, y'all. And my mama was on three-way with my friend. I was like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "You didn't get the clip." So she sent me the clip of, the blood coming from his ear. And I'm like, "What is going on?" So my first sentiments were, all right, let's look at the narrative. Let's look at the whole situation that's been going on with Trump. They tried to take him down with finding him guilty on all these charges, right?
Yes.
And then secondly, they attacked his money because they said he owes all what $500 million for legal fees. So they tried to hit him in his pockets, thinking that would stop him from going for presidency. Because whenever you go on the campaign trail, you have to have millions of dollars. So that's another way to hit him in his pockets to get him to stop running. So he didn't stop. So the last thing was this situation right here, which the reason why I kind of feel like it might not be fake is because of like the what I listened to just now when I heard like the cell phone footage of the people and their live reactions. I don't really think that was faked. And then like what TSG was saying is like you hit him near the ear. That's too close to the head. That looks like an assassination attempt. But I also feel like was this an inside job because I still don't understand how this was able to happen when the president's supposed to have top tier security, even if he is a past president or former president, they're supposed to have top tier security. So I'm not understanding how they let this get through like this. Was this an inside job? Is my question.
Um.
yes,
Possibly. Uh. I think that, and I heard you guys talk early on about the shooter age and stuff like that. We all know people who take down powerful people. They'll always have a scapegoat. They will always set somebody up, in that position, like to do something, because I mean they don't want to get their hands dirty per se, whatever. So, and we all know the story with Lee Zia as well, whatever, right? And the reason why, because he clearly said, I mean, well, for those who know, I mean, he's the one who supposedly shot JFK, and when he was coming in to the police office, to the police station, on the underground, um, the bondsman, what's his name, whatever, he ended up shooting him, whatever. And we all know he was paid off because he clearly said, I mean, he never done it. So obviously, I mean, he probably was gonna call some names and they say, hey man, yo, we need to take him out, whatever, before he even say like anything. So everybody always have a scapegoat. They always try to have a scapegoat or someone who they plan their to do their dirty work for them, whatever. So it's I don't see it, like, again, I mean, I don't see it, I mean, as a setup. He was ahead in the polls. The whole um debate there, it kind of leaning it towards like people supporting him or people running away, like from the Democratic Party, whatever. So he had nothing to really to make a big scene about. You understand what I'm trying to say? What I mean, why would you compromise that knowing you're ahead? Why?
I could say something.
Oh, okay.
Sure, yeah.
It's mostly ritual, right? Because I can't remember the book in the Bible exactly, but it says that one of the heads of the dragon gets a wound and then it's miraculously healed, right? They're all about their ceremony, and DT Donald Trump is definitely sorry about that, not shy to rituals. Hell, even during the how do I say it? The whole situation where everybody got locked in a house for a couple of years, right? He had a couple of them where he passed away and woke up and supposedly, basically walked on water based off certain rituals, right? Now, even with his presidency and the numbers, the polls can always be manipulated, just like them saying census numbers are a certain way, correct? Ooh, got my phone wet. But the thing is that even in this situation, it could be an inside job that he knew about as well. Because even if that was a wound, it was 8, 9 shots, I believe I heard, and only one of them grazed the ear, and nobody behind him got hit too. I mean, is even what the lady that was up here before was saying. Taking those type of shots is dangerous, yeah, and he missed majority of them, and only he got grazed by on the ear. And truth be told, most of the situations economically and societally in America has been just like Weimar Germany before a certain guy came to power uh, and won by a landslide and began to do some of the things, well, began to get blamed for some of the things that went on that actually the medical uh, people were doing over there way before he even got into office. But I can understand where you're coming from. It's just more so ritual and theater and show, right? Because he's been in Hollywood for a majority of my life, and I'm 35 now.
Yeah, but check this out, my brother. I mean, he basically go against the establishment. I mean, if people could talk about, hey, he is this, he's this, or whatever. I mean, that's beside the point. But you got to remember, he's the same guy who wanted to expose. I mean, like, all the pedophilia, in Hollywood, and all the politicians and all kind of stuff. You got to remember, this guy, he's not done with the Zionist um, rhetoric and agenda. So that's the reason why they're trying to stick him for anything. And like I say, if that was that was the inside job, I mean, and he knows something about that. You think knowing that these people is watching his every move, every little
But
thing. He
that's
got
that's what
he got convicted with
If
some
I can,
charges where have nothing to do with any political thing.
if I
Absolutely not.
But if I can answer, I can speak real to answer to that. But just well, hold on, let me just get my thoughts out, right? But I can speak to that. But it's just that I don't know who said it before though. This Trump was a man from the other, like he's a man from the outside. You're saying he's going against the cabal. This man has been seen with celebrities. He's been in the industry. You can't accumulate that much wealth and be clean. So obviously he's part of their bloodline of the elites,
exactly.
of the cabal. So he's a part of their script. He's part of their script. And I seen something on social media. I wish I would have saved it though. The Illuminati card game also predicted the Trump presidency and
Yep.
things like that, though. So knowing that Trump is part of the agenda.
Yeah, and not just that, they have coins in the Zionist regime right now with his head on it, commemorating him as a king. That's why I'm saying it's all biblical because majority of the Bible itself has been followed as a script anyway. It's just loosely understood, right? And him being shot to whenever he was, it was just miraculous because I'm pretty sure an earworm is easy to fix or to look like exactly what the dragon did in the Bible. It got a wound in his face and it healed miraculously. It could be, even if it is fake, plastic surgery can still fix an ear, right?
So let me ask you guys a question, right? Because I know we black people, man, we like conspiracy like theories. And you know what I mean? And then again, like I'm not with this white supremacy system. I mean, like I bang on it like all the time. So but as I just like to just look on the other side, because I mean, not everything I mean is a conspiracy. And I mean, and I know when something happened with celebrities or politicians, whatever, every single thing have to be a conspiracy. Like why certain things just can't happen. Like people get shot, people that stuff happen in normal life, but when coming to celebrities and politicians, that it got to be I mean a conspiracy. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying every single time it have to do with a president or celebrity. We as a people, we are so fascinated. Like we have to put those conspiracy theories in there. We have to. And you guys know what I'm saying is true. Like everything. So sometimes I don't like to look at that, because sometimes we miss the mark, or we miss certain things because we always feel it have to have an agenda type or something. And I'm saying, and I mean it's not, but I want to look at everything too as well. Because sometimes when we so focus on a
Have you,
conspiracy thing, we miss certain things. Like
Right.
which
we
is
miss certain
true,
things.
That's true, but
Right.
have
That's
you read his
Gotta be
personal
careful.
book though? Have you read his autobiography?
No.
I've read his autobiography. He's an initiated Knights of Templar. He mentions it in there. His Kabbalah teacher was the one that he gives credit to, him being a masterful teacher. And it may come off, majority of the stuff will actually be conspiracy, because even with us sitting on this panel, it's basically a conspiracy because we're talking about whatever we're talking about, but because all of our interests align, that's essentially a conspiracy. You get what I'm saying? The term itself, conspiracy theory, was brought about because of the same guy that you brought up, where they knew eyewitness accounts with Lee Harvey says that there was another guy that looked like Lee Harvey, that, you know what I'm saying, that whole situation, because it was just so much misdirection in that situation itself. You get what I'm saying? That they
Yeah.
created the term,
Yeah.
because all they have
Go ahead.
actual evidence even with that case. You know what I'm saying? Lee Harvey Oswald was a generational member of a group operating on American soil called the Brothers of Cincinnati. Okay. John F. Kennedy was allowed to join this brotherhood because he was president, but he wasn't a bloodline member, let alone that whole situation. You know how that ended for him. It also comes up that another president gets attacked by two separate guys with the same name as Lee Harvey. One name is Lee, the other one name is Harvey. So how many times are you going to see something before you realize that it's not a coincidence? Because even saying the conspiracy is just coincidental that you're saying that he's against the Zionist establishment, but his son-in-law is a what? His son-in-law also spearheaded the
Yeah,
what
yeah.
accords?
Yeah,
But
but
we,
also too,
oh, I'm sorry.
Trump is actually friends with JFK's son, and you know what happened to JFK.
But even because even with the John F. K. thing, because I know I don't believe a lot of people know, but the whole reason for his assassination was because of what he was trying to do with the state of the Zionists that's over there. He was trying to make it a publicly sourced thing. That's when he actually became a problem and they got rid of him. It wasn't nothing more about no aliens or nothing like that. Nothing deeper than that. Because after he passed away, they stopped bringing that up before Senate and they just left them alone. So even the people that DT or Donald Trump is working with, or I assume he's working with, I'll put it like that. Even if that is his son, then that would be kind of counterproductive if John F. K. was on the outs with them anyway. But to that degree, yeah, I believe that's a conspiracy. But this thing with him and the shooting, it's still, how was he the only one hit if so many shots got fired?
Well, allegedly, he wasn't the only one hit. They said that two of the crowd members were hit. One of them got hit in the head and succumbed to his injuries. And they said that there was someone else that got shot. So, and some people got injured. So, allegedly, he wasn't the only one that got hit. But I also, I'm sorry.
Oh no, I say that's true. That's true. Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't the only one that got hit.
They all could be crisis actors.
Say that
Yeah, I
again.
was gonna give it the benefit of the doubt on that. But even like he said, they could be crisis actors. But even my thing would be is you don't have to not you don't have to avoid getting hurt or even him missing all them shots like that. It could have been just him being paid to shoot into the crowd and hit a couple of people and will stage an injury on Donald Trump because it's still that response time was off to me personally.
I agree. So that's the thing that got me too was the response time of the Secret Service. But then I also looked at it from the other perspective of Donald Trump goes against the grain. So he's not easily controlled by the opposition. Like even when he left, remember they stormed the White House. I feel that he had something to do with that. And then, people's laptops came up missing. We heard that what's his name? Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, was found guilty of all counts doing cocaine in the White House and stuff like that. So a lot of things are going on behind the scenes with these politicians. When they keep saying that, Donald Trump is a criminal, he's guilty of this, this, and that, all of them are criminals. This whole country is run by the mafia. Look at the Clintons. Look at how many murders happened behind them. Innocent children, Killed, behind the Clintons, 12-year-olds. And you can go back and look at the documentaries on that. So this is nothing new. I just feel that because Donald Trump is, he is like a loose cannon in a way. And I do think that he still abides by, some of the same narrative that the other presidents go off of. But then he kind of goes off towards his own script. Like when he tells the American people, like, look, they're trying to take away your gun rights. Y'all might want to, go ahead and stock up on your guns. No other president has said that before that I'm aware of. Then also another thing that he did was just exposing stuff about people. Like he knows a lot of things because he rolled with a lot of celebrities. We all know that these people have ties together. For you to get to the magnitude of where the politicians are, to have TV shows, we all know they're tied in together. But Donald Trump is a little bit different than the rest of them. That's why when he ran for president the first time, I didn't take it seriously. I was like, there's no way that he's going to be elected. And he was elected. Remember in 2017, out in Charlottesville, Virginia, there was, what was it, the right to something. And all of the Caucasian people were heavily invested into Donald Trump, and all of the rappers were against Donald Trump. And then now you've seen that whole thing, that whole narrative have shifted at this point. You have a lot of people from the hood saying, oh, yeah, they support Trump. So it's just so funny how society has changed in the last 7 years. And I just don't understand, like if he were to stage this, the only way that he would stage it is to get more support from other people, which really
Exactly.
he has their support already, because they have already started publicly coming out saying that they're going to vote Republican at this point. They've switched over. So I'm seeing it from two different ways. I'm seeing it from the narrative of it could be staged, and I'm seeing it from the way that it might not be staged, because we really don't know. And I don't know if we'll ever know, but this is a very interesting scenario. And she said, does the Secret Service have orders to do what? They're supposed to have orders to protect the president.
And to add on to that, because America isn't as this like as crazy as Germany was when that guy came into power, okay? But he did win his election by a landslide, like record numbers over there. But he was
We're talking
also
about
he
the mustache
wasn't,
man.
huh?
We're talking about the mustache man.
Yeah, I'm talking about the mustache man. But see, that's the thing. Even with the mustache man, he was propped up, and we later found out that he was a drug addict, right? But he was painted as because he could speak very well. We find out all these things after his fall, but he was propped up by the same people. You get what I'm saying? Because even with the Donald Trump being out there, don't get me wrong, I'm on the fence too. I don't vote personally, but I do see what you're saying that he appears to be going against the grain, right? And that's all that matters because even Elon Musk appeared to be going against the grain, right? When he bought Twitter, right?
I
But then
get
you
it.
So let me,
find out he's censoring and he got bots up there too.
yeah, but Elon Musk, whatever, we could get into that. I mean, he's just an anti-black racist, and that's a whole different story. I mean, we could get into that. But I
Oh
just wanted
no,
to
I know
say,
what you mean. Yeah.
I just wanted to say this, whatever. Um, a- a- at the end of the day, this is white people versus white people with their establishment. Let's be clear. And regardless if it's Bill, Bush, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, whatever, we black people, we need to get our shit together because we
I'm
have
with
to
you on that.
understand that these people never had like our agenda. And I see now black people saying, okay, yeah, well, you know what though? Look like Joe Biden is this, you know what I mean? And what he's incompetent and he can't run the country and they're going to vote for Donald Trump. I'm like, why vote for evil? Because I'm sick of black people talking about, well, I'm going to vote for the lesser two evil. What about not voting evil at all? Like, what about taking your vote as a block and proving a point and vote independent once you and so prove to these candidates that you want to win and you want to get in office, whatever, you better give us reparations, give us what we want, and then after we show you we could put you in office. So this
Amen.
whole kind of thing, like, well, yeah, well, I'm gonna try to vote for the lesser of two evil. We sick of this notion, and I don't know who come up with that nonsense, but we gotta stay the narrative, and we can't listen to all talking points like vote blue no matter who and all kind of
Mhm.
nonsense. Like, really? Come on, man. We we better in this as a people. What
Yeah.
about not voting for evil at all?
Yes.
Stay home on the couch, whatever, and let them figure out their white supremacy friggin' rhetoric or whatever. And I mean, we don't want to get involved, but we shouldn't get involved because I mean, when you look at like other groups of people who coming into America and economically beating our ass, you
Mhm.
think they care about voting?
Hmm.
We as a people in America that spend $1.2 trillion a year
Hmm.
on jewelry, on cars, and liquor, on here, and this and all kind of crap. And we still run into white people to solve our problems? Really?
Thank
And
you.
and we still blaming the white man, whatever? You think those other groups of people because they're grouping their finance together and they're building their own shit. Once you have your own stuff, you don't need to beg no one for nothing. You don't need to cry and say, "Oh my God, they didn't do nothing for me." And Joe Biden saying, I mean, he had our back and all kind of stuff, and you keep crying every election. I mean, and every election, I mean, you're being duped because they come out and they come in the hood and kiss some black babies and they do and they listen
Right.
to Snoop Dogg and all kind of stuff to pander to
Mhm.
you. And next man, they go back and do the same thing. For 67 years in the country, black people have been voting Democrat. What have they delivered for black people?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Democrat
Amen.
or Republican, absolutely nothing. So we need to stop this nonsense, whatever, and we gotta do and start doing things and start supporting black first, no matter what.
Mhm.
Straight up.
That's the real message right there. Now, I love that sentiment. Absolutely. Absolutely. And like you said, we spend so much of our money on all these things, but we never get our funds up to form our own political party, our own political candidates. Why don't we start developing stuff for ourselves so we won't have to be a part of their narrative? And like you said, all they do is pander to us when it's time to vote. And do they ever do anything for us? Never, never. We're only a part of the conversation when it's voting season. You notice after that, they forget about us, right?
When it
All the
benefit us.
time. All
and,
the time.
and black people get so cozy inside because, for example, when they came out with Juneteenth as a holiday, black people have been celebrating Juneteenth with all white people for years. So all these kind of things they like to pander. Well, okay, let me paint this on the street, and let me give you a statue. Okay, let
Right.
me give you a holiday, and all
Yeah.
of a sudden now they could open the white supremacist mouth and say, "Oh yeah, well we did something to you." That is
Mhm.
all symbolism, and certain people feel just because they do that amount for something being done or something, or they did something for us. Black people
Absolutely.
is crazy, man. I mean, just like the 60s and 70s, where black people say, well, hey, well, white people, I mean, allow us to drink at their water fountain and go to their school. So really? So they allowed you to do something that you're supposed to have the right to do anyways, and you feel well, that's a come up
Mhm.
just because they allow you to do something like that. Ooh, like thank you, white man. Yo, you love me to drink at your water fountain. All of a sudden, what you think that's progress?
Right.
This is a symbolism BS that we people buy into. What I mean? And of course, we have the Negroes like uh, Clyburn and all these Negroes who pander, and them is a gatekeeper. So to say all this kind of nonsense to try to pander for black people, whatever. But it's we have to see the scope, man. Come on, we're old enough to understand basic history to understand these people not gonna do anything for us, regardless who we vote for.
Even the black politicians.
Of course,
They the worst.
yeah.
Oh, they the worst.
Them is the worst because you know what though? You put a blackface in high place, whatever, just like Obama. And I mean, and people was excited, like, oh my God, Obama, whatever. Please, he was the worst because he did more stuff because the blackface was there, so it didn't look that bad.
Mhm.
That's the reason why that was scary. Give me a white supremacist who's drooling out the mud. I want to see him. I don't want to see nobody and thing and a pandit and say, yeah, we love you, whatever, because now you go back to sleep and you don't know what's going on. Give me the raw white supremacist so I know what I'm dealing with right now.
Right. You know what? And unfortunately, I will admit, I was one of those ones out there at the freaking Obama rally back in the day. Look, I was trying to find those pictures. TSG know what I'm talking about. Didn't know any better. I'm out there in 2008, done called out from work, talking about 4 more years, four
Yeah,
more years. And,
4 more years.
it took me a while before I,
Listen,
came into enlightenment, and I woke up and I understood, because my sister put me on to a lot of things that I did not know about Gaddafi, about Obama. And I had to admit, just because he had the same skin doesn't mean he's really kin. I had to understand that.
let me go and see you guys something, and you guys could go look it up. Go look up Dr. Claude Anderson. He have a website called the Harvest Institute. He wrote, and I mean, and for people who's not familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson, if there's any person in America you want to get reparations and get a plan for black people financially, he is the person that you go to. You don't go to no rappers, you don't go to no singers, no celebrities, no people who's dancing, whatever. Go to his website. He wrote a letter to Obama, I think it was in 2011 or 12, laying out a plan for black people in America. He wrote that and he sent that to the Obama administration. crickets up to today. Crickets. But yeah, we the only people that that we send celebrities and people who tap dancing and athletes and all kind of stuff to speak on our behalf. If these crackers was really serious, you they will go and get Dr. Claude Anderson and his team for him to lay out a plan for black people in America. I mean, and this brother had been on the front line for at least like 60 years on his life, man. So we all know. So yes, you know, So the brother who mentioned a black politician too, of course, yeah, them is the worst. Them is the worst. I mean, and Obama is just it solidified the black people just falling asleep because we just think a blackface was okay. So yeah, it's okay. I mean, he kind of pacified us and was okay. No, man, we need a raw white supremacy in your face every single day because that will remind you that you need to get off your black ass and do something.
I agree. And another thing too, I love the fact that you said that everybody relies on celebrities to speak, to be the voice of us. They are not the voice of us. They have gotten comfortable being up under who? Their white daddies, because that's who pays them. We don't own anything. And if you ever, I'm sure you've seen Hidden Colors. Dr. Claude Anderson gave a whole layout of
Man, yo, he
how.
break it down.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Basically of how the funding of our people could help support ourselves in a political arena. um and this thing right here that I just saw, black labor, white wealth.
Yeah,
Everybody has actually been impacted by black labor, white wealth. We're impacted by this every single day. If you've ever had a job in your life, you have been impacted by black labor, white
right.
wealth. That's never going to
Yeah,
end.
I know those books. I mean, I have read Powernomics, whatever. That's a really like powerful book. I mean, I got a book a long time ago, but I think you have a package so you could get all the books for like $100, whatever. I
Mhm.
haven't seen it. I mean, I think I lent it out to someone, whatever. But I want to go back and get all the whole package, whatever. Yeah, but that book, Powernomics, is a very powerful book because yeah, he lay out a lot of stuff for black people, man, and we still under this conditions in the thing that we're doing. You know what? And I mean, and like I say, if white people or this administration really care about black people, they will assign Dr. Claude Anderson years ago, but we all know, I mean, that's just a farce, and they make it feel. And one thing I learned from these brothers online, whatever, no, this particular brother, he say white supremacy control both side of the argument. So when you think, so he controlled the side with the racism, and then he send Negroes to kind of talk some black stuff to make people feel get all gullible and get all comfortable, but he also control the other side too. Think about what I just said. They control both sides of the argument. So when you see these black so-called celebrities and singers, whatever, and they say a little one, two black thing, and we like, yeah,
Mhm.
I'll go out and vote, whatever. They are controlling that side too as well.
Mhm.
They're
Absolutely, they are.
controlling you to go and vote and to buy into this whole system.
Exactly, especially with, Beyonce, her doing her whole black power thing and saying, it's time to be a be a revolutionary and fight against the power. But then in the same breath, she tells black people to vote Democrat and go vote for Joe and Kamala Harris.
Yeah, white supremacy controls both sides of the argument. Thank you, Dr. Neely Fuller. He's the one who actually said that. And I mean, and if you don't know who Dr. Neely Fuller is, you gotta go check them out because yeah, he was the teacher of Dr. Francis Quest Wesleyan. Very powerful brother, and I mean, and he's still alive today. He still drop a lot of videos or whatever today. Go check out Dr. Neely Fuller.
I would actually like to hear this clip of Dr. Claude Anderson, what he had to say about the 4th of July, because I didn't even hear this. I'm sorry, Knowledge Seeker, were you about to say something?
No,
Oh no, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure you could play the video. It's okay.
let's tell the truth about the 4th of July. You need to stop celebrating it. It was never about you then nor now. Powernomics wants you to study the truth about blacks here in America and learn that the 4th of July is more than just hot dogs, hamburgers, beans, liquor, and fireworks. Next week is a perfect opportunity to concentrate on black people and what your life here in America really consists of. We want to ensure your success in doing so. Therefore, we're offering our 5-book library pack.
All right, let's
Make a long story short, you gotta have what you never had in this country. That's a group self-interest. You've been inculcated and coordinated and brainwashed and believing that you got some obligation and responsibility to save the world. You got to save everybody first before you save yourself. Now, I'm a pilot. I don't fly anymore. I'm too old to be flying. But one of the first things I would tell people on my plane as passengers, the first thing you do, if we lose cabin pressure at 30,000 feet, we don't have any cabin pressure at night over 10,000 feet. If you lose cabin pressure, a panel over your head will fall down.
Right.
When that mask falls down, the first thing you all should be doing is putting the mask on yourself. Quit trying to save everybody. Why does always got black folk marching, trying to save it? We're marching for gays. We're marching for women. We're marching for poor people. We're marching for the handicapped. And yet you only control 1/2 of 1% of wealth. You haven't got a snowball's chance. And in the end of slavery, as I said, you had 1/2 of 1%. Guess what? The average white person at that point in time had 3,500 times more wealth than the average black. That means that 99% of everything in this country was in the white society, and it's still in the white society. I don't care from Vermont all the way to California, San Diego. 98% of everything of value is locked in the white society. 87% of it's frozen, locked into white society. You can't get it out. So all you got to compete for is about 13% is up for grabs.
Mm.
And if black folk don't learn how to compete for that 13%, you are through. And right now, that's what's happening around the world. You see all these, we're going to implode in this country. Same thing happening in Germany with the Jews. And there was a book out called Hitler's Willing Execution that said the same thing. When certain kind of things began to happen to you as a group, you better be very careful. And they wrote that as a big, thick book and about what's going to happen. And they started exterminating the Jews. Why? Because you got a group now that you all don't know about called the Council of 300. What they want to do now is say, we got too many people on the earth and we're going to start losing resources. There won't be enough resources left. We got water. We're going to have water shortages coming. And when water shortages come, what follows that is food shortages. Right now, 20% of the world is suffering from water shortages. We're going to start having water shortages in this country. We have water shortages and have food shortages. So what the council and all these rich people on the earth are saying is that we got to start getting rid of some of these people. We're going to start with the non-producers. Now, who are the non-producers in America? The only people in America that produces absolutely nothing except sweat is black folk.
Okay. Did
Oh,
he
I know
lie?
about the what? Go
Let me
ahead. Go
just
ahead.
say
Go
this
ahead.
one thing for a second. So, the letter was actually constructed September 6, 2011. Yeah, so I was right. So yeah, he wrote this letter. I mean, it's a 6-letter. So if you guys punch up Dr. Claude Anderson, the Harvest Institute, whatever, and let's go to newsletter or something like that. Let me see. Go to no, it's there. Letter to President Obama. You could see it. So yeah, he wrote this letter laying out a plan for Black America and for us to have a conversation. But of course, you ever think Obama bring up? I mean, all the celebrities. Well, you don't think Obama know who he is? Of course, he know who he is. I mean, of course, they know who he is because once they talk to him, then we mean business. I mean, it's serious.
Is this what you're referencing right here?
Yeah. So if we go, yeah.
Okay, best-selling books on Black history, problems, and solutions. Right there, they're not interested. Anything concerning Black history, Black people, the advancement or the economics of us, they're not interested. Obama is first of all, you know that he's really not named Barack Obama. First of all, he is another puppet master. So he's genetically tied into the rest of the 13 families. So let's start there. Secondly, I don't believe that Barack Obama has ties to Kenya. I don't believe that's his daddy in Kenya. I think Barack Obama is of a different ethnic background. He does have a white mother who was in Kansas, allegedly. But anytime you mention Black power and Black economics, these people have sold us out. They are not going to help us with this. In the job producing recommendations I offer to you for our country, I have applied the principles I propose in my book, Powernomics, the national plan to empower Black America, a book I wrote to help Black America become more economically self sufficient and competitive as a group. With more than 25 million people unemployed and the actual unemployment rate of Blacks in America over 50%, the nation's economy must turn around and produce more jobs if Blacks even have a chance of survival. The national plan that I offer today can immediately produce business jobs, tax revenue, and wealth building opportunities. This plan immediately produce business is based on Powernomics principles and does not bow to Republican or Democrat, liberals, or conservatives. It is offered to strengthen our nation. It is based in realities, not political correctness. Some of the recommendations, such as closing tax loopholes and bringing back offshore banking, will generate revenues that can be used to finance the recommendations that require funding. He's not going to go for this. This plan incorporates recommendations in the areas of urbanization, public works, deficit reduction, foreign policy, and immigration. All recommendations would require hiring millions of workers in both the private and public sectors and would make America a more competitive, economically stable, and a safer nation. Interesting that we never heard anything about this.
Yeah, man. Dr. Claude Anderson, man, he's one of the Jews, of this generation, and that's his job. That's where he get his degree on. That, like I mean, everybody have their thing. This is what he do, and he
Mm-hmm.
really loved Black people, man. And like I say, if they were really serious, I mean, this is the kind of people. I mean, because he would put his team together, and all kind of stuff. And I think that he also was in talk with Johnny Cochran, because we all know Johnny Cochran was getting a team of lawyers together to to go and bring a case for reparations before he had an aneurysm
Mm-hmm.
in his brain. So we all know what's going on, and we all know Johnny is a bad, bad man. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And that's a Black man that they fear, because he not only used their own system and their own rule, but he used it to beat them at their
Mm.
own game. And that's what make Johnny Cochran so dangerous.
I have a question.
Sure.
Where the doctor was talking about the coming water and food shortages. Did he say anything into that publicly yet, or is he just warning people beforehand? Because I have been talking about that for a while now with people. Well, mostly our Seven's lives and other people's lives, but I have been keeping my eye on that in particular, and I wanted to know if he figured out something as far as that.
Yeah. Well, my take on it, I mean, I can't speak for Dr. Claude Anderson, whatever, because we all have information that's come to us. But me, because at the end of the day, right, and I'm sure you heard about this, where they're talking about overpopulation and all kind of stuff, and that's a bunch of nonsense, because when you look
Yes.
at the 8 billion people in the world, whatever, there's more land than you could even think about, and
Yeah.
space like in the world. So that's all like a scare tactics, whatever. And so they just kind of put these things out there to kind
Well,
of
no.
scare people, but not only to scare people, but uh, uh, all right, but to have to justify certain things, or for them to do certain things, whatever. They justify
Well, yeah,
things by that.
yeah, I know what you're talking about, but to the little bit of what I keep my eyes on is that the Gulf Stream itself is starting to lose power, right? And they forecast that if the Gulf Stream stops altogether, Europe goes into a mini ice age again. It'll be 10 degrees colder there, and water will start to raise again because it won't. The Gulf Stream moves most of the storms that around the world and moves. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was interested in what he was talking about, because when that Gulf Stream dies, a lot of climate and actual weather stuff, and not what they be talking about as far as warming, is going to start impacting us a lot more.
So let me ask you a question. You think, because I mean everything, I mean, I take with a grain of salt, because we all know when we look at what's his name there, who had the inconvenient truth, the book with the environment, whatever. What's his name, man? Who won for president? Oh gosh. Doing Bush Jr.
You talking about John Kerry?
No.
McCain?
No.
No, I'm throwing names out till I remember.
I'm sorry. The first. Oh gosh, when I could see his face. The first. The first. Remember, he won, and then
he said he lost in Florida, right?
Bush.
I can't remember his name. That wasn't Kerry.
No, not John Kerry. Okay, what's his name, man? He won. He actually won, and it just happened to be Jeb Bush, which is George Bush's brother, happened to be the
thought that was it the Kerry dude?
No.
Yeah, Jeb Kerry. John Kerry.
No. He run. He's a second. It was the first guy who run against Bush. John Kerry was the second guy who run against Bush.
The first one.
Yeah, man. Al Gore.
Well, that's why we couldn't remember him.
Al Gore. My point is, he had a book dealing with the environment and talk about the inconvenient and truth, whatever, and talk about it, all this climate change, whatever, and a lot of stuff was just non-factual, like
far-fetched, kind of way out there.
Yeah, it was way out there, so a lot of people buying it. So that's why I take everything with a grain of salt. I don't just run because that's scare tactics. Because remember, how you control a people, one of the most effective way to control a people is to have them under constant fear.
Yeah.
Because when you're under constant fear, you can't think, you can't rationalize, you can't plan something, you can't build something, because it's like, oh my God, this is happening and this is happening, whatever. So we have to take certain things with a grain of salt. Yes, we have to have an ear to the street to pay attention to this, but we have to also know we have to do certain things too as well.
Yeah.
Do you think it helps if you vote locally or just don't vote at all?
Locally, yes. Right? Because once again, we could congregate our vote into a block, and I learned this from Dr. Claude Anderson. He said, hey, listen, if let's say 50,000 of us in a state, whatever, I'm just saying, come together and we join our block and we go to a politician and say, hey, listen, you want to get in office? Oh, sure. I have 50,000 votes here right now that could get you into office, to get you in to be like a mayor or whatever it is of a county, right, or a state, whatever. That's the power that we have, so we could make small effects based on that. And that's where, and I mean, when you look at the mafia and you look at a lot of people like the Irish, whatever, they did a lot of that. They gathered their people with money to thing and say, hey, we're going to buy this politician and he going to do stuff for us, like specifically. So that's why when you don't control a politician or you don't have the power to vote them in, they ignore you. They don't care about you. You're not relevant. They only do stuff for people who have power and who they actually they put into office, whatever, because they say, hey man, you don't do this first. I mean, we could take our vote. You see this this big vote here we got with all these people here. We could take that and we could go somewhere else and we could go, I mean, empower somebody else too as well. So you better do this first. You better change this law. You better do this for all people in this school and this neighborhood, whatever. That's how it works. We keep playing this game and we ain't realizing, we have to learn from the past, and we just can't be voting for nothing. Those days are done. You know what I mean? A lot of people laughing at us because we all we need is a street sign or something painted on a wall or a statue. All of a sudden, we all giddy and we go vote for these people and we ain't getting nothing tangible. Something have to give, man. We are very smart people, but we're very gullible too. You know what I mean? And of course, yeah, they lose a lot. They use a lot of people to make that happen too as well. So yeah. So to answer your question, we could be very effective locally if we use it correctly. If we use our votes and our resources and our money correctly to go and to confront a politician and say, hey, this vote could get you into office. I mean, this big block of black people in this area could get you into office. What are you gonna do for us? And when you have that kind of power, people will listen, and and people would obey. Because remember, at the end of the day, a politician is working for you. But if you're not doing anything to stimulate those politicians, they ain't doing a damn thing for you.
Absolutely. And I think you broke that down perfectly. So, y'all, we've been on here for about 2 hours and 13 minutes approximately. Do we have any closing statements before we head on out?
Yeah, we are the first people on the planet. Let us start acting like it.
Thank you for saying that. And definitely, I talk about a lot of that on this channel. Charles, do you have any closing statements?
If you don't know what to do with your life, grab a trade, build a guild, and start financing younger people to come up through those trades. It's easier to get a trade and begin to reestablish master to apprenticeship so we can reestablish community too.
Wonderful. Knowledge seeker, any closing statements?
Just, be aware of your surroundings on the media, and don't buy into the propaganda too hardly. Some things can be true, but some things can be a stretch. Use your discernment to know which to believe and which not to believe, because the battle is being fought in our minds. We're not being fought physically. They're trying to mind rape us. So differentiate from what is real and what is true, and use discernment.
Absolutely. And you all have YouTube channels. So do y'all want to shout your YouTube channels out or post them below so people can follow you?
Most definitely. Black Revolutionary Now. Every few days I drop a video, whatever. And I am all about Black empowerment, Black people. And we have to come up, and and I mean, like I say, we are the first people on the planet. So we know what we have to do. I think we don't need to say it no more. We don't need to pretend or wait until something happen or vote whatever. We know what we need to do.
I tried to type Black Revolutionary Now. It said YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. Try changing it a bit. That's the second time they've done that to me. So I'm going
Bring up
to
do Black Revolutionary Now and do BRN.
All right, let's try something like this and see what happens. Okay. nonsense of it all, y'all. And it's always, I thank everybody that has come up here, that has participated, that's joined the panel. Make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe if you love our energy, if you love our content, follow Black Revolutionary Now TV. He posts some really good information over there. And a shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yeah, man.
I don't think people like him get enough
No, and
acknowledgement.
he's still around and he's still dropping jewels or whatever. Great, great, great brother, man. And yeah, we need to go into his information and really like apply it because yeah, he have a lot of knowledge and he does love Black people. I never see a person so who dedicated like to Black people. So
Yeah.
yeah, most
And
definitely.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said most definitely. No, I wasn't saying anything.
I love how you changed the narrative. So we started off talking about the attempted assassination of Trump, and we switched it to being about us because
Yeah,
we come first, y'all. We come
exactly.
first, all right. And nothing that goes on with Trump or nothing that goes on with Joe Biden or any of these people is going to really matter to us as much as we matter to ourselves. Yes, Charles Williams, thank you so much. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
yeah. Respect, my brother. Respect. Yeah, yeah. Of course. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, we could talk about these people and we could thing, but at the end of the day, we still have to remember we got to do. No one ain't coming in save us. Jesus ain't coming and save us. I mean, ain't no white man coming to save us. Ain't no president, ain't no politician coming to save us. We got to save ourselves. I mean, like it's obvious by now, but it's really hard like to get through to our people because repetition, I mean, is a mother of all
Mhm.
learning. But yet, to repetition could also swing the other way, where you could practice something different to get to a different goal. So yeah.
Definitely. So we got to do this again when you are free. We got to orchestrate something and get together because I really, really enjoyed the dialogue here.
No doubt.
Mm,
Yeah, just let me know, and
mhm.
yeah, let me enjoy the stream, and yeah, man, keep doing your thing, my beautiful sister.
Thank you.
Peace to you, peace and love to you. Okay,
Same
and we'll
here.
talk soon.
All right. Take care. I enjoyed you. All right,
Okay,
y'all. We are going to sign on
all right,
out.
peace.
Yes, special shout out to our panel members. We had a really good build, great topic, good information. As always, thank you so much, everyone. We're going to go ahead and head on out, and I am going to play my little outro for y'all, and I will see y'all next time. All right, y'all. And please feel free to follow my Rumble channel. That is Living Legend TV. I will be posting content there as well. Also, check out my Patreon. I have free content over there, or you can be a member for $5. All right, y'all. Stay blessed. Until next time, remember to always walk in your divinity. All right, y'all. Good night.